You're listening to North Manchester FM. This is Hannah's Bookshelf. It is a pick and mix show today. You've just heard me talking about what I got, what books I checked out at the library. Like I say, I think I'm probably going to... I think I'm going to take my library card a little further afield. You'll have noticed that last year the library halls were pretty much the Avenue Library, Central Library, and then Abraham Moss when it reopened. I don't know. I feel like we could go further afield. I've got my Trusty Manchester Libraries card, so that means any of the libraries in Manchester. So watch this space. We'll see. But it's time for me to essentially stop talking for a bit and say hello to three fantastic writers who are going to be talking about what they've been reading recently. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome back to the show Kevin McGeary.
Hi, I'm Kevin McGeary. I'm a Mandarin tutor and author of the short story collection, The Naked Wedding. I've recently been reading The Book of Beijing, published by Manchester's own Comma Press. One of the challenges of writing fiction about contemporary China can be summarized in the old Mark Twain observation that truth is stranger than fiction. So much of what appears in the newspapers is so outlandish that it would never work in a short story or novel. For that reason, over the past decade, China has invented a new genre called ultra-unreal, similar to how magic realism emerged from Latin America in the 20th century. The shortest and most exciting story in the Book of Beijing is Reunion by science fiction author Han Song, whose day job is to work for Xinhua, China's state-owned news agency. So what it does is similar to what Reuters does, except it's politically controlled. The action takes place in Beijing West railway station during the Chinese New Year rush. Near the beginning, the narrator notes the impossible vastness of this construction and his tiny role in keeping it working. Beijing West underwent reformulation daily. It was no longer possible to locate its center. This was one of the reasons people became lost so frequently. Despite his apparent sense of duty, the narrator himself ends up in the interrogation room. The extent to which he has been swallowed by his job becomes apparent in a claim he makes near the end. I gazed upon the tyrannical beauty of the station's emblematic gates, arched across the sky like the straddle of a man's nethers. The opening story, On the Subway, by Fu Xiaoying, is the most Joycean, ending with a quiet epiphany. Near the beginning, viewpoint character Wu Tong experiences life on the titular transport, another one of modern Beijing's technological wonders. To be honest, she loves trains, loves those glimpses of the world outside sweeping by. Vignettes of a world like fragments of story or snatches of a half-heard song. Upon encountering someone from her past, Wu Tong hears about the passing of someone she knew when she was younger. She is reminded of the fragility of life and the proximity of death, recalling the ending of The Garden Party and Her First Ball, both by Catherine Mansfield. Upon disembarking, Wu Tong notices the fresh, bright faces of students and detects a metallic quality in the call of the cicada. Still, she does not lose sight of her place in the rat race. With Beijing itself, as with the way Han Song describes Beijing West, it may not be possible to locate its center. But the Book of Beijing from Comma Press makes it a worthwhile place to try to spend time in. It may be the capital of the brave new China, but most of the characters in this collection live downbeat lives. It paints a comprehensive and honest portrait of Beijing as a city whose course is impossible for any individual to influence, despite good intentions and lofty ambitions.